Hey everyone, so I just finished a massive overhaul of the SANS Advanced OSINT course, the SEC 587. There are 20 new labs that didn't exist at the beginning of 2024 that are in there now. And one of these is, we have a section on wireless that it's really kind of cool. It's something that is stretching the bounds of what OSINT is, but it's becoming something that's more important to be aware of. And for the lab for that, we actually have a lab on detecting modern drones, which is really, really cool. Modern, like DJI-4s, etc. And so we have it all set up in the lab. Everything's good. But one of the things is, if you want to go kind of test this in the wild and play with it, you need a specific type of USB dongle, and you have to actually flash that with software. It's not hard to do. It only takes a second, but it can be very, very nervous to make sure, am I getting the right one? Do I know that I'm flashing it, because they kind of little warnings like, hey, if you flash this with the wrong firmware, it's the wrong version, then you're going to brick it. And even though it's maybe only like $20, $24, still no one likes to brick anything. So the software we're using is a modified version of something called Sniffle from the NCC group. And you see there the SONOFF USB dongle, the SONOFF CC652P dongle. So it's a Zigbee dongle. It looks, hold it up to the webcam here, like this. Kind of sit there, we'll look at some pictures here in just a second. Now, if we take this and we go over to eBay, we look up SONOFF USB Zigbee, we see P, E, etc. And remember, if we go back and look at the GitHub, it said that we wanted the P version. Now, these are fairly clearly labeled. But if you go look at AliExpress, DHgate, Temu, some of these, it's not always as obvious which version it is. Sometimes they're less descriptive. And so I wanted to show you a few things that I key off when I'm looking on these sites. And I bought a lot of them to do a lot of testing and make sure this works before I share it in the class. So first things first, if we look at this, this is labeled the E. And the scary part is the dongle itself, the antenna, the box, they look identical. Like they really do. Like this is the box of one that I just pulled out. It looks just like that is down in there. This is the correct version. This is the P. And you see what I'm saying? The box, everything looks identical except for one thing. Look at the book. Inside that box, there's the USB dongle. And you see here the price usually around like $20, sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. Obviously sites like DHgate, AliExpress tend to be a little bit cheaper. And the dongle is identical, the appearance-wise. The antenna is identical, easy for me to say. But look at the book. Notice before on the E, the book there, ZB dongle E, is white. And on this, it's got that kind of teal color. And so that is actually what I'm been keying on. So if you look at, like I said, some of these other marketplaces, to make sure that you get the right one, as kind of dumb as it sounds, look at the color of the book. So I've got one, brand new, has not been flashed yet. I just took it out of the box. And let's go real quick to our 587 course VM. And if you haven't taken that course, obviously, like I said, that's why I showed you, and I'll put a link in the little notes down there to this repository so you can download the software. But we've already got everything set up and on the course USB. So first things first, stick that into my desktop, and we want to connect that to the VM. So we will do that, and now we are good. Now, here is the program that we're going to use. Sniffle receiver. And if we try this without a USB in, it's just going to instantly fail and say, there's no hardware detected. But once we put this in, now it will run. It will work. But as I sit here off screen and turn on a little beacon from a drone, this little thing right here, we should, within a few seconds now, be seeing packets coming off of this drone. And we're not. And that's because the dongle has not been flashed yet. So we wouldn't see the error anymore, but it's not actually going to work. So let's stop this. Now, we'll clear that screen. We'll come over here, make sure what USB we're on, and we're on TTY USB 0. Perfect. Now, if we go back and we look at that GitHub, here's the command to flash it. We see Python, the name of the Python script, what USB, we're currently pointing at the right one, the SONOFF bootloader, and the copy of the firmware, which you can download from the GitHub, but as I said, it's already in the course VM. So if we take this, we go back to our 587 course VM, We run that. Permission denied. Oh, little sudo action here. Makes sense. We're flashing firmware. Should need some elevated privileges. And like I said, it is easy. It is quick. It is now done. But like I said, it can be a little scary knowing that you're buying the right one, knowing exactly what you need to do, what it actually looks like. So once again, we'll put the links in the notes. So now that that is flashed, let's go run the exact same command we ran before. And look at this. All of a sudden now we're seeing all of the packets come off the drones in the area. Pretty doggone cool. So I'll write up a little blog post on this too that'll probably post on January 3rd is my plan for that, but I'll put the links here in the video descriptions. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Other than that, have fun. I'm planning on cranking out quite a bit more content this year in 2025, both for blog posts and on videos. So keep an eye out for that. Talk to you soon. Thanks.